My name is John Bell. Some of you may remember the fact that I was a member of the morning show on Z100 for almost 30 years. Great organization, had a lot of fun doing that. But during almost 20 of those years, I worked with another great organization. It's called the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance, an organization started by a group of very ordinary people who decided to do something about the fact that too many young people were dying from abusing substances. They've worked over the last 20 years to do something about it. After seeing loved ones go through the pain of losing someone so close to them due to an irresponsible decision, a group of concerned Rockaway Township residents decided to do something about it. In 1998, Morris County lost 22 residents due to a drug overdose. In the fall of 1998, Project Positive Choice was introduced into the Copeland Middle School curriculum. The program was designed to help them make the right choices and educate them about the dangers of getting involved with drugs, tobacco, and alcohol before they reached high school. We made a commitment to them in 1998 and continue it today. To keep that commitment, our program has not only continued to reach our students, but we have expanded our efforts to other towns in New Jersey. All children face the same critical issues, and we hope Project Positive Choice will help them as they enter high school and beyond. Our children are our most precious resource, and we cannot fail them. Our mission has stayed the same since 1998. That Project Positive Choice is an alcohol, tobacco, and substance abuse prevention program which is designed to inform, prepare, and educate middle school students about the devastating and crippling effects of alcohol, tobacco, and substance abuse. Through the efforts of a comprehensive curriculum, students are encouraged, motivated, and inspired to make choices that are positive, constructive, and drug-free. To this day, Project Positive Choice is the only program of its kind in New Jersey, and possibly all of the United States. There is currently a bill pending in the New Jersey State Senate and the Assembly to have the program that is in place at Copeland Middle School be a model for all middle schools in the state of New Jersey. The current bill numbers are A883 and S85. Every middle school should have some type of year-long program in their school. They need the strongest possible message before they reach high school. Waiting until high school could possibly be the difference between life and death.
Well, in Morris County in 1998, we lost 22 of our residents to substance abuse. That's a lot of people. And of the 22, 4 of those were residents of Rockaway Township. And of those 4, 2 of them were students here at Copeland Middle School and had passed away at the age of 17. So we said to ourselves, there's something wrong here. Why are we losing so many people to substance abuse, especially in our county? And so a few of us, including myself, got together and said, we need to reach our kids at an earlier age. We have to reach them before they get to high school, not while they're in high school, because sometimes if you wait till they get to high school, it could be too late. So a few of us met, we sat at my dining room table in early of 1998, and we said, let's put together a program that we can put into our middle school and have it an 8th grade based program. So this way, they'll get the strongest possible message they could before they get to high school. And what we did was we put together a 4-phase program. We presented it to our superintendent of schools. At the time, it was Dr. Tom Parsiak. After showing it to him, we tweaked it a little bit, and he said, let's go for it. He said he was not worried about any kind of backlash. He was not worried about people worrying that there was drugs going on in our town. He was more concerned about saving our kids' lives. And with that, Project Positive Choice was born in the fall of 1998.
I got started with the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance in December of 2015. Les Wexler was one of the first people I met when I was board approved to become principal of Copeland Middle School. So our superintendent, Dr. McGann, made the introduction. Les and I had a lengthy conversation about the organization, its mission, and how it serves the students of Copeland Middle School.
Well, I think it's nearly 20 years ago that I received a phone call from Les Wexler, and he asked if I would come up and be part of a celebrity day where we come into school here and we spoke to the students about our experiences. And my experiences particularly have been a probation officer in the inner city for 30 years, and my experiences with drug abuse.
I started with the substance abuse program about 16 years ago. I had been interested in the problem of substance abuse for many years. I had worked with a drug rehabilitation program in Paterson, New Jersey back in the 70s. So when I met Les Wexler and he described to me what he was trying to do up here at Copeland, I was impressed. I thought it was a great idea to start working with young people and introducing them to the problems that run along with the problem of using substances and abusing substances. So it's been a long involvement for me, and really one that I've gained a great deal of information and inspiration from.
I first got involved through John Bell, who has been a friend of mine for over 30 years, and I reconnected with him at a big Rockaway event when my daughter was playing travel soccer with Rockaway, and he introduced me to Les, and that's how I got involved with the program.
I feel strongly about this cause because it's an epidemic. The epidemic started back in the late 90s of heroin overdoses. It affects our children. I've unfortunately attended too many funerals to former Copeland students who have died from drug overdoses, and I want to help bring a stop to that.
I feel so strongly about reaching young people about the dangers of drug addiction because we see an epidemic in this country, and we're seeing so many people suffer and families suffer. In my dad's company, within the last few years, we lost a young person to an overdose. And if we can reach and save just one young person, I'll feel that our message is being sent.
Hi, my name is John Titus, former student of Copeland Middle School, graduating class of 1996, as well as graduating class of Morris Knowles, class of 2000, and current teacher here at Copeland Middle School. So how did I get started with the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance? My role here has been very unique. I started with the organization actually as a student. I still remember March 1998 when Sean was found, unfortunately, dead due to an overdose. Myself being a sophomore in Morris Knowles High School, and him being a friend of mine, came as a shock, as a devastating loss to the community, his friends, and everybody that knew him. So just being there as a student and going through that process of grieving with the community, with my friends and family, is kind of how I got started with this program. And then very quickly thereon, many adults, teachers, and administrators in the Rockaway Township community realized that there was indeed a problem, and they took forth the steps to start this great program of the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance. And I definitely thank them for doing so.
Well, I first got started with the Substance Abuse Alliance here in Rockaway when I received a call from Les Wexler, who invited me to join a roundtable discussion in his kitchen. And we met there and we spoke about the troubles that we were seeing in Rockaway Township and in the school system, and some of the recent heroin overdoses that had occurred. And we decided we needed to come up with a plan of action, and that's exactly what we did. Based on our discussions, it was decided that the program should be in the elementary school or in the middle school, right prior to the students entering high school, because we felt that that was the prime time for kids getting a little bit of independence, and also right before their summer of heading into high school, to be able to give them a little bit of education on the problems and the potential downsides to alcohol and drug abuse.
I feel so strongly about what we are doing is because we have a real epidemic in this country. We're losing people at an alarming rate. We're getting people that are addicted at an early rate. And we just feel that we need to get this message, and a strong message, to our kids while they're young. And we've been doing this now. It's our 20th anniversary, and the passion is still there. It's stronger than ever because there are so many people that we could positively impact. And by doing that, if we can save some children's lives, that's what it's all about. And we feel if the students get that right message with the help of many, many people that have been part of that mission, then we feel we have a fighting chance to help them and have them lead productive and strong lives.
Project Positive Choice. It consists of 4 important phases. In Phase 1, students from Daytop, New Jersey, which is a long-term drug treatment center, visits Copeland Middle School. They'll speak to the 8th grade students about their addiction and how it has affected their lives and their families' lives, and the demons that they fight every day. It's a powerful and effective program, and it opens up dialogue between the Daytop students and the Copeland students. In Phase 2, someone speaks to the 8th grade students at Copeland about the tragic death of a loved one due to a drug overdose. This is an emotional program that is presented to the students from a relative's perspective. In the 3rd phase, minimum custody offenders from a state correctional facility visit Copeland. They speak to the students about their personal experiences with drugs and alcohol. The discussion by the inmates include the crimes they committed, the amount of time they're serving, which can range from 1 year to 15 years, and what life is like while you are incarcerated. They all attend in their orange jumpsuits and are escorted by armed officers. The inmates are very explicit when telling their stories, and all the students listen intently as they hear their heart-wrenching but true stories. In the 4th and final phase, we end the year-long program on a positive note. We call this phase Celebrity Day, and it consists of numerous celebrities spending an entire day with the 8th grade students. It starts with a buffet breakfast with dignitaries, administrators, members of law enforcement, celebrities, some students, and invited guests. After the breakfast, the celebrities head into the gymnasium, where they're greeted by the entire 8th grade class. A presentation to a very special honoree follows. After the assembly is concluded, each celebrity is escorted by 2 students who take them to different classrooms where they discuss their success in life without having to resort to drugs and alcohol. All the celebrities will speak to the 8th grade students over the course of the day. At lunchtime, the students and celebrities go to the cafeteria where they have lunch, sign autographs, and take pictures. At the end of the day, they all meet back in the gymnasium for a final activity, a celebrity versus student teachers basketball game. It's the end of a perfect day and a successful year.
Sal currently resides in Nashville, Tennessee, where he writes and performs music. Because of his musical talent, Sal recently appeared on America's Got Talent and Nashville. And he also had the opportunity to perform with country superstar Keith Urban. You like that, huh? Sal continues to serve his fellow warriors by sharing his story and introducing them to the Wounded Warrior Project, an organization that is central to his recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud and honored to present the Award of Inspiration and Courage to Mr. Sal Gonzalez. We're presenting the Award of Inspiration. Debbie is here. Say hello to Debbie Kuhane. And our second honoree, anybody that knows football will know this gentleman. He won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants, Super Bowl 42. He made probably one of the most memorable catches in Super Bowl history. We're going to talk about that shortly. Would you please welcome Super Bowl champion New York Giants, David Tyree. I just want to share, just really briefly, some things that can help you in your life. I'm also a former professional basketball player, and one of the things I learned to do, or a choice that I learned to make, is to continue to keep dreaming. And so I had a dream of, wanting to be a great high school player. So I made the choice to work hard and became player of the year coming out of high school. Over two of my good friends, Rashid Wallace and Aaron McKee.
Except the experience of avoiding it, I'm glad to say. And I wish that on all of you, the experience of avoiding it. But I wanted to talk a little maybe about why I was able to avoid it. And I think the main reason is I had some things in my life that meant a lot to me. You guys have things in your life that mean a lot to you? Anyone want to just shout out something? I mean, I have music and drama. Anybody into music here? You can just raise your hand. Drama, theater, acting. Great.
Model at like the best club in town, and that presents problems with if you don't have direction and have focus and goals. We knew what we wanted to do. How many people in this classroom kind of know or do know what they want to do and what they want to study when they get out of high school? Well, that's like everybody.
That's great.
That's amazing.
That's great.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back at Copeland with you all. I'm grateful this is my 5th year joining this incredible day, so I'm really happy to be here. Today I want to talk about the power of choice and the role choice plays in each of our lives. I have to start with my own darkest hour, which was on December 14th, 2012. That morning, I awoke ready to tackle the day.
Good morning. My name is John Sinclair. It is a pleasure to be here with you at Copeland Middle School, my second home many years ago, when I was the vice principal here. And I was initially part of the start of Project Positive Choice. And it is my pleasure once again also just to share with you my involvement with that program, wonderful program. From the initial start back, I believe, 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. My involvement was I was on the original committee when Project Positive Choice started. It is really sad how the program started, but I am so pleased in the way and the progression and how it evolved over the years, but it certainly started out of several tragedies that occurred here in Rockaway Township when we so tragically lost several students who overdosed due to heroin, and that was incredibly difficult for all of us to absorb, but I am so pleased that Project Positive Choice here 20 years later is still continuing to do the good work of drug and alcohol prevention.
Hi, my name is Jackie Phillips, and I'm a celebrity makeup artist. I'm an author and TV and radio host. And my involvement with the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance has been through a dear friend of mine, John Lupo. He introduced me to Mr. Leslie Wexler, and I'm so excited and so encouraged by everything that this organization is doing, as it's such important work to educate our children at a very young age before they even have the decision to make those choices. It's really embedding in their brains that making the wrong choices can absolutely either ruin your life and potentially leave you dead. So I commend all the good work they are doing, because one life at a time really does create world change.
Hi, my name is Erica Durena, and I am a part of the council of the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance. On behalf of Christ Church in Rockaway and Montclair, New Jersey, and our lead pastor, Dr. David Ireland, I absolutely love being a part of this organization. The information that they bring to students here in the middle school is so very important, and in such a vital time where there's such a crisis across our nation with opioids and with drugs, it's so important that our students are educated with making positive choices. And so I feel that the Rockaway Township Substance Abuse Alliance is unique in its form, and they are really impacting the lives of students, and so many, hundreds of students that have gone through this program. And so it really is a true honor for me to sit and be a part of this. And as the faith-based community, I feel that it is very important that we come alongside organizations at the local level and in local communities and support them, invest in them, and back them up, because the work that they're doing is so important and they need our help. So it is an absolute honor and privilege to work with such a great leadership team and people who are so passionate about the work of bringing this information to students every single day.
All right, how I got started with the Rockaway Alliance. I was doing a speaking commitment over at the CARES New Jersey facility, which is over here in Rockaway as well. It was in front of 70 to 80 people who dealt with rehabs and intensive outpatients. The gentleman who set it up was this guy out in Robinson. He ended up, getting in touch with someone who heard, wanted to hear me speak some more. The gentleman's name was Les. He reached out to Alton reached out to my mom, who got in touch with me and said I'd be doing speaking at schools to expand my story and try and have me motivate kids to not go down the right path or the wrong path that I went down, and to get my story out. So hopefully, I figured I can come to schools and have kids relate to me, because it started when I was a young kid, and I felt like this was the perfect opportunity for, me to spread motivation to kids to do the right thing.
New Jersey is sadly on a pace to lose 3,000 residents in 2018 to drug overdoses, and every loss of life is tragic. Our children are our most precious resource. We cannot fail them.